The auditing aspects from your chapter 3 regarding information system. तो question क्या आ सकता है? What are the factors that influence an organization towards control and audit of a computer based information system? तो कौन से factors है जो influence करते हैं computer based information system को audit करवाने? पहले major thing उनका data loss हो जाना का cost, incorrect decision making का cost, computer abuse का cost, computer hardware software personnel का value, फिर कंप्यूटर एरर का कॉस्ट, प्राइवेसी का कॉस्ट, एंड देन कंट्रोल्ड इवोल्यूशन ऑफ कंप्यूटर यूज, जैसे कि generations are coming, things are changing, right? So these are the factors that influence an organization to the control and audit of a computer based information system. Organizational cost of data loss, cost of incorrect decision making, cost of computer abuse, high cost of computer error, value of computer hardware, software and personnel, maintenance of privacy, controlled evolution of computers use, controlled evolution of computers use. So these are the factors that influence an organization toward control and audit of computer based information system. Let's discuss one by one in detail. First one is organizational cost of data loss. Data is a critical source of an organization for its present and future processes. If data is accurate, its ability to adapt and survive in the changing environment increases significantly. If such data is lost, an organization can incur substantial losses. Cost of incorrect decision making. Making high quality decisions are dependent on both the quality of data and the quality of decision rules that exist within computer based information system. While making strategic decisions, some errors may be allowed by the management considering the long run nature of strategic planning decisions, whereas highly accurate data would be required while making operational control decisions by the managers. These operational controls taken by the managers involve detection, investigation, correction of processes. Incorrect data can also have adverse impact on the stakeholders having an interest in the organization. Next is cost of computer abuse. Computer abuse होता क्या है, MCQ में पूछ सकता है. It is defined as an incident associated with computer technology if the user suffered or could have suffered loss and perpetrated by intention, made or could have made gain. So what is computer abuse? Computer abuse is defined as any incident associated with computer technology in which the user suffered or could have suffered loss and a perpetrator by intention made or could have made gain. Unauthorized access to computer systems, malwares, unauthorized physical access to computer facilities, unauthorized copies of sensitive data, viruses and hacking can lead to destruction of assets. Value of hardware, software, personnel and these are critical resources of an organization which has a credible impact on its infrastructure and business competitiveness. The intentional or unintentional loss of hardware, the destruction or corruption of software, and non-availability of skilled computer professionals, an organization might be unable to continue their operations seamlessly. High cost of computer error. In a computerized enterprise environment where many critical businesses are performed, a data error during entry or process would cause great damage. For example, small data error during an operational flight can lead to a loss of human lives. An error in the financial system can make an organization liable for penalty. Maintenance of privacy. Today, data collected in business processes contains private information about an individual too. These data were also collected before computers, but now there are many instances in which privacy of individuals has been eroded beyond acceptable levels. Now, controlled evolution of computers use. Use of technology and reliability of complex computer systems cannot be guaranteed, and the consequence of using unreliable systems can be destructive. Governments, professional bodies, pressure groups, organizations, and individual persons also must be concerned while evaluating and monitoring how we deploy computer technology. So I hope it is clear that what are the factors that influence an organization towards control and audit of computer-based information system. Organizational cost of data loss, cost of incorrect decision making, cost of computer abuse, value of computer hardware, software and personnel, high cost of computer error, maintenance of privacy, controlled evolution of computer use. Next we will discuss about information system. Yeah, information system auditing objectives. What are the information system auditing objectives? उससे पहले information system auditing क्या होता है? It is defined as the process of attesting objectives that focus on. It is defined as the process of attesting objectives that focus on asset safeguarding, data integrity, and management objectives that include effectiveness and efficiency both. So there are 4 information system auditing objectives. पहले तो है attesting objectives, that is your asset safeguarding objectives and data integrity objectives. और management objectives क्या हो गए? System effectiveness objectives and system efficiency objectives. एसेट सेफगार्डिंग ऑब्जेक्टिव्स, दिस द इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम एसेट्स, जो इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम के एसेट्स होते हैं जैसे कि हार्डवेयर, सॉफ्टवेयर, फैसिलिटी, पीपल, डेटा, system documentation information, they must be protected by a system of internal control from unauthorized access. These assets are often concentrated in one or number of locations such as single disk. Therefore, asset safeguarding is an important objective for many organizations to achieve. Data integrity objective, it is a fundamental attribute of EIS auditing. Data has certain attributes like completeness, reliability, transparency, and accuracy. The importance of to maintain integrity of data of an organization is required all the time, else an organization may suffer loss of competitive advantage. It is also important from the business perspective of the decision maker, competitive and market environment. Next is system efficiency objectives, effectiveness objectives. Evaluating effectiveness implies knowledge of the user needs. Effectiveness of a system is done to evaluate whether a system reports information in a way that facilitates its user decision making or not. Auditors must be aware of the characteristics of the users and decision making environment so that objectives of the system to meet business and user requirements are met. तो यूज़र के हिसाब से characteristics and reports and all should be made out. Next is system efficiency. An efficient information system uses minimum resources to achieve its required objectives. क्या बोला मैंने? Uses minimum resources to achieve its required objectives. Therefore, the use of various information system resources like machine time, peripheral, system, software, labor must optimally utilize along with the impact on its computing environment. Before upgradation of the systems are done, auditor assists management in knowing whether available capacity of the resources is exhausted or not. So these are your information system auditing objectives. Next we will discuss about audit trail objectives. वो क्या थे? Information system audit objectives, that would be your asset safeguarding objective, data integrity objective, system effectiveness objective and system efficiency objectives. Now talking about the audit trail objectives, you have ऑडिट ट्रेल क्या करता है? डिटेक्ट करता है. ऑडिट ट्रेल क्या करता है? डिटेक्ट करता है. सो ऑडिट ट्रेल डिटेक्टिंग अनऑथराइज्ड एक्सेस, reconstructing events, personal accountability and implementing an audit trail. So audit trail objectives क्या क्या होंगे? Detecting unauthorized access, reconstructing events, personal accountability, implementing an audit trail. Detecting unauthorized access, reconstructing events, personal accountability, implementing an audit trail. Yeah. So these are the audit trail objectives. Audit trail can be used to support security objectives in 3 ways. अच्छा, ऑडिट ट्रेल के ऑब्जेक्टिव्स 3 ही है, जैसे कि डिटेक्टिंग अनऑथराइज्ड एक्सेस, रिकंस्ट्रक्टिंग इवेंट एंड पर्सनल अकाउंटेबिलिटी. फिर एक स्टेप होता है जहाँ पे आप ऑडिट ट्रेल को इम्प्लीमेंट करते हो. ठीक है. डिटेक्टिंग अनऑथराइज्ड एक्सेस, यहाँ पे क्या है? Detecting unauthorized access can occur in real time or after the fact. The primary objective of real time detection, primary objective क्या है real time detection का? कि वो protect करे system from outsiders who are attempting to breach system controls. A real time audit trail can also be used to report on changes in the system performance that may indicate infestation by a virus or worm. Depending upon how much activity is being logged and reviewed, real time detection can impose a significant overhead on the operating system, which can degrade the operational performance. After the fact, the detection logs can be stored electronically and reviewed periodically or as needed. When properly designed, they can be used to determine if unauthorized access was accomplished or attempted and failed. Next is reconstructing events. Audit analysis can be used to reconstruct the steps that led to events such as system failures, security violations by individuals, or application processing errors. Knowledge of the conditions that existed at the time of system failure can be used to assign responsibility and to avoid similar situations in future. Audit trail analysis also plays an important role in accounting control. Next is personal accountability. Audit trail can be used to monitor user activity at the lowest level of detail. This capability is preventive control that can be used to influence behavior. Individuals are likely to violate an organization's security policy if they know that their actions are not recorded in an audit log. So audit trail के objectives क्या है? Detecting unauthorized access, reconstructing events, and personal accountability. Next is implementing an audit trail. Information contained in audit logs is useful to accountants in measuring the potential damage and the financial loss associated with application errors, abuse of authority, or unauthorized access by outside intruders. Logs provide a valuable evidence to the auditors in assessing both the adequacy of controls in place and the need for additional control. Audit logs, however, can generate data in overwhelming detail, and therefore at times important information can easily get lost among the superfluous details of daily operation. Thus, poorly designed logs can be dysfunctional as well. So this is all about your audit trail objectives. नेक्स्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट टाइप्स ऑफ ऑडिट टूल्स. इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम के ऑडिट टूल्स क्या क्या हो सकते हैं? पहले बात विल डिस्कस स्नैपशॉट. स्नैपशॉट क्या है? स्नैपशॉट इन्वॉल्व्स ट्रेसिंग अ ट्रांजैक्शन in a computerized system. It is built into the systems at those points where material processing occurs and which takes images of the flow of any transaction as it moves through the application. These images can be used to assess the authenticity, accuracy, and completeness of the processing carried out on the transaction. Locate snapshot points based on the materiality of the transactions when the snapshot will be captured. The reporting system design and implementation to present the data in a meaningful way. So this is all about snapshot. So snapshot is a tracing a transaction. Tracing a transaction in a computerized system can be performed with the help of snapshots or extended records. The snapshot software is built into the system at those points where material processing occurs, which takes images of flow of any transaction as it moves through the application. These images can be utilized to assess the authenticity, accuracy, and completeness of the processing carried out on the transaction. The main areas to dwell upon while involving such a system are to locate the snapshot points based on the materiality of the transactions when the snapshot will be captured, and the reporting system design and implementation to represent data in a meaningful way. Next, we will be talking about ITF, that is your integrated test facility. This technique involves creation of dummy entity in the application system files. फिर क्या होता है? Processing of audit test data against the entity as a means of verifying processing authenticity, accuracy, and completeness. The test data would be included with the normal production data used as an input to the production application system. In such cases, auditors must decide what would be the method to be used to enter test data and the methodology for removal of the effect of the ITF transaction, that is your integrated test facility transaction. So this is all about ITF, that is creation of dummy entity in the application system files and processing of audit test data against the entity as a means of verifying processing authenticity, accuracy, and completeness. This test data would be included with the normal production data used as input to the application system. In such cases, the data must decide what would be the method to be used to enter the test data and the methodology for the removal of the test of the ITF transactions. SCARF क्या होता है? सिस्टम कंट्रोल ऑडिट रिव्यू फाइल. क्या बोला मैंने? सिस्टम कंट्रोल ऑडिट रिव्यू फाइल. This SCARF technique involves embedding audit software modules को embed करना within an host application system to provide continuous monitoring of the system transactions. क्या होता है? मैं इस टेक्निक में ये embed करता है audit software modules within a host application system to provide continuous monitoring of the system transaction. The information collected is written into a special audit file, that is the SCARF master file. Auditors then examine the information contained on this file to see if some aspect of the application system needs follow-up. scarf technique is like the snapshot technique along with other data collection capabilities. What is audit hooks? There are audit routines that flag suspicious transactions. Example, internal auditors at insurance company determined that their policyholder system was vulnerable to fraud every time policyholder changed his or name or address and subsequently withdrew funds from the policy. They devised a system of audit hooks to tag records with a name or an address. The internal audit department will indicate these tagged records or detecting frauds. When audit hooks are employed, auditors can be informed of questionable transactions as soon as they occur. This approach of real-time notification displays a message on the auditor's terminal. Next is about continuous intermittent simulation. क्या बोला मैंने? CIS. Continuous intermittent simulation. This is a variation of a scarf continuous audit technique. This technique can be used to trap exceptions whenever application system uses DBMS. During the application system processing, CIS executes in the following way. क्या होता है? पहले DBMS reads an application system transaction. It is passed to CIS. CIS determines whether it wants to examine the transaction further. If yes, the next steps are performed, or otherwise it waits to receive further data from database management system. फिर CIS क्या करता है? Replicates or simulates the application system processing. Every update to the database that arises from processing the selected transaction will be checked by CIS to determine whether discrepancies exist between the result it produces and those in the application system produces. Exceptions identified by CIS are returned to an exception log file. क्या बोला मैंने? Exceptions जो identify किए गए हैं by CIS are written into a special log file. The advantage of CIS is that it does not require modifications to the application system and yet provides an online auditing capability. The advantage of CIS is that it does not require modification to the application system and yet provides an online auditing capability. So every update to the database that arises from the processing the selected transaction will be checked by CIS to determine whether discrepancies exist between the result it produces and those in the application system produces. So this is the working, or this is how CIS executes in the following way. So these are the various audit tools, that is your snapshot, ITF, audit hooks, SCAR, and your continuous and intermittent simulation. Yeah.